very warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I'm Grace Abaragu. It's the 6th of January. We thank you for joining us at this time on the show.
All right, let's begin with your news now for today. French retail giant Carrefour has entered Ethiopia through a franchise and supply agreement with Queen's Supermarket PLC, a subsidiary of Midrock Investment Group. The deal will see Carrefour's brand products and operational expertise rolled out across Midrock's supermarket network, starting with the rebranding of 13 stores in the first half of 2026. The agreement also includes plans to open 17 additional outlets by 2028, following Ethiopia's recent liberalization of the retail and wholesale trade sectors. In South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa has delivered his New Year's message to the nation, reflecting on the challenges of the past year and outlining his hopes and priorities for the year ahead. The president called for unity, renewed commitment to economic recovery, and collective effort to build a more inclusive and prosperous South Africa. Here are excerpts.
We therefore enter the new year with renewed hope, greater purpose, and even greater confidence in the potential of our great nation and its people. We are grateful for your resilience, for the way we have stood together through difficult moments, and for a unity that remains firm. Together, we are changing our country for the better. Our economy is recovering. We are working on creating more jobs, especially for young people. Inflation has eased. The cost of living is coming down. The rand has strengthened. South Africa's sovereign credit rating has been upgraded for the first time in 20 years. This means government can mobilize funding for infrastructure investment and social development at a much lower rate. The structural transformation program that we embarked on 5 years ago is showing positive progress. Eskom's performance, which in the recent past caused hardship to households, communities, and businesses, has improved steadily. As a result, our country has gone without load shedding for many months. More goods are being transported on our rail network and are also being handled through our ports. We have restored more commuter rail corridors, making it possible for more people to travel safely and affordably on our trains. Infrastructure is one of our key priorities. We have, for the first time, budgeted more than 1 trillion rand for infrastructure investment.
Still in the region, South Africa's business activity contracted sharply in December, recording its weakest performance since January, according to an S&P Global survey. The Purchasing Managers Index fell to 47.7 in December from 49.0 in November, remaining below the 50 mark and signaling contraction throughout the final quarter of 2025. The decline was driven by weaker output and new orders amid soft demand, with export sales also falling. Employment rose slightly for a third month, while firms remained optimistic about a recovery in 2026. Input price pressures eased marginally, supported by a stronger rand, which ended 2025 nearly 13% higher against the US dollar. In Egypt, the Financial Regulatory Authority has launched the first integrated digital payment network for the non-banking financial sector, providing a unified platform for the digital settlement of financial dues. The system, developed in partnership with eFinance, enables electronic registration, real-time access to outstanding claims, and digital payments through approved banking channels. FRA chairperson Mohammed Farid said the platform supports smart regulation by speeding up processes, reducing paperwork, and improving governance and transparency while enhancing investor confidence. In Ghana, the President John Mahama has spoken at the University of Ghana, opening the 77th annual New Year School and Conference. The president used the platform to reflect on national development challenges and outline priorities for Ghana's economic and social transformation. Let's listen.
A sustainable Ghana must rest on a productive, diversified, and resilient economy, one that is capable of withstanding shocks while creating opportunity for all. Our development model must decisively move away from excessive dependence on raw material exports towards value addition. We will roll out a policy this year that requires value addition to our minerals, to our petroleum and agricultural products before export. It is in this context that my government has placed the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program at the heart of our reset agenda. This program is not a slogan, it is a structural transformation strategy to extend productivity beyond daylight hours, deepen manufacturing beyond daylight hours, deepen manufacturing, support logistics and agro-processing, and create millions of decent jobs across the value chain. This can only be achieved in an environment that is conducive to investment. And this is why my administration has moved quickly to implement the urgent reforms that are required to stabilize and grow our economy. We've achieved measurable success, including a stable currency, touted as the best performing in the world for the year 2025, inflation falling from 23.8% at end of 2024 to just above 5% by the end of 2025. Debt falling from above 66% to GDP at the end of 2024 to 45% of GDP at the end of 2025. And foreign reserves rising from $8.9 billion at the end of 2024 to 13.
Finally, on News Now today, the Ethiopian Securities Exchange recorded a net loss of 81.8 million birr in the 2024/2025 financial year, its first full reporting period, as investment in technology, staff, and infrastructure outweighed operating revenues. Total income reached 126 million birr, mostly from interest on paid-up capital, while core revenue from listing and membership fees was just 6.1 million birr, reflecting the early stage of market activity. CEO Tilahun Ismail said the year represented a milestone for Ethiopia's financial sector, marking the first concrete step toward an organized securities market. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now this Tuesday. The show returns shortly with Grace, giving us our markets round at the FMDQ.
we are, as you know, we are Pan-African. It's in our DNA. It's the DNA of householding of our parent group. And our investment thesis is even named after Africa, Africa capitalism. But you know, I can't talk about deals or things that are in motion. I think what I can tell you is that the way we have come today to make an announcement on the second pillar, on flares elimination, I think let's watch this space. We think we would have some announcements to make on the third pillar in the coming months, year 2026. And then for Africa, I think that I have to say, wait, you'll be one of the very first to know. But you should know that we are very active. We've met in a number of the locations in Africa as we are trying to play out and build our Africa playbook. But take that aside, we are looking, and this today is just an indication that we are looking to be impactful in energy, in Nigeria and in Africa.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's market update. Hello there again, Grace.
Thank you, Melissa. Let me walk you through how the markets ended trading today. Starting off with the equities, the Nigerian Stock Exchange extended its gains by 0.46%, while the BRVM advanced 0.42% to 341.27. The Nairobi Securities Exchange climbed 0.96% to 190.68. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange surged 1.65%. And in North Africa, Egypt's EGX30 jumped 2.13%, while Morocco's MASI added 0.69%. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand was flat at 16.37 against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound strengthened 0.16% to 47.24, while the CFA franc firmed 0.07% to 560.10. The Kenyan shilling eased 0.02% to 129.00. The Moroccan dirham weakened 0.30% to 9.18, and the Nigerian naira strengthened 0.29% to 1,426 naira 69 kobo as at 14:01 GMT. Now let's go over to commodities data tech, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude rose 0.78% to $62.24, while US WTI gained 0.72% to $58.74. Natural gas slid 4.80% to $3.35, while RBOB gasoline climbed 0.54% to $1.72 as at 13:54 GMT. Now, finally, two metals prices. Gold edged up 0.45% to $4,471.40. Copper gained 0.58% to $6.01, and platinum jumped 1.77%. Aluminium rallied 3.26% to $3,086.72, while iron ore slipped 0.97% to $106.13 as of 13:56 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for walking us through how the markets wrapped up today. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.